Hey guys, so I was looking at my car and for whatever reason it looks to me like it's missing something, and you cannot really tell the body lines. I mean, they're not very well defined, especially under this type of lighting. So I went to O'Reilly's and I picked up a roll of this multi-stripe, and I chose silver. So what I'm going to do, since this is really removable and not very expensive, I thought, like we used to do back in the 70s and 80s, maybe add some pinstriping here and there and see how that looks. So let me get started. By the way, I'm not an expert when it comes to applying self-adhesive pinstripes, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll hate it, and maybe it won't be smooth. So we'll see how it turns out. But I thought to share this with you in case you want to do something like that for your Corvette. According to the package, it measures 3/16 of an inch and is 40-foot long roll. And I chose the double pinstripe. This one, according to this packaging, is silver metallic. And I think the best approach is to kind of work from a distance, so you can actually guide the tape over the contour of the body line. Which again can be a little tricky. I have to admit, it's challenging to stay within about 1/8 of an inch away from the body line, because it tends to disappear on you. But I think I'm pretty close to that. I hope anyway. Cut the excess. And this right here, and again I'm leaving rather a little bit of extra tape here for that purpose. So and this, I don't know if I mentioned this, the double tape. The two stripes are identical width-wise, and I'm still debating whether I'm going to do the beginning of the, I don't think I want to go all the way down here to the bumper. I'm going to start it from here. I think the tape is following the body line pretty nicely. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty close to where I wanted it to be. And again, the whole idea is to give it just very, what's the word, gentle definition. And this can really take you hours if you're like me, not knowing exactly what you're doing. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to just start it from here. By the way, you may also want to get a small package of the razor blades and use one of these to do your trimming. And you want to be careful so you don't actually cut your paint, so, or yourself. So next, what I'm going to do is, this is where it gets tricky because you can actually ruin the tape. I don't dislike this, and I don't know if having this combined is going to be the right look. I think I'm going to go with this for now. And with a rag, I'm just gonna rub the tape against the paint so it kind of really adheres to the car. Heat always does the trick, I think. So that's the next step. So at this point, I have to decide again whether I want to combine the two stripes. And I think I may do that. Now, to combine the two, there are actually three pieces of tape here. There's one pinstripe, there's the second one, and then you have a clear piece of tape that keeps the two stripes equidistant, so everything looks right as you apply it. The final touch is to remove the clear tape, which you do at the very end. And in order to combine the tapes, what you want to do is carefully. That's why you always want to have a little bit of extra pinstripe here. You want to separate either the top or the bottom stripe. The two pieces separated from the clear tape on top. You want to back it off a little bit, and then you want to again give yourself plenty of extra material you want at some point start joining the two. Like this. And then, when you're happy with how it looks, you want to carefully cut the excess. And again, you can do it at an angle. Try that. And then you have a nice finish for your pinstripe. Okay, so this is what I did at this end. And then, once you're happy with the position, how straight the tape is, you want to separate this clear top layer and just remove it. And this gives you your finished product. And by the way, you can always make little adjustments. I think I'm gonna do that back here. I think I just went past this little body line. So I'm gonna redo this portion so it ends right here instead of back here. And there's no exact rules as to how you do this. It's just personal taste. So let me do that. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, where's the line end? About here. So I'm gonna go past that point. You can actually feel it. I'm gonna go past that point a little bit. And we'll see what happens. Body line goes right next to the door handle here, so that actually we can use to our advantage. And this line has to be there. I think it's a gentle curve there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue here. Makes it a lot easier. Stepping away from the, yeah. This is going to be a tough one. I don't want it to be so flat here. And I am really having a tough time finding the right curvature. So let's try one more time. And you want to be pulling gently. You don't want to stretch it to the point that it deforms. And just for reference, the spacing may vary a little bit, which is okay as long as you keep it as an even swooping curve. You don't want to follow necessarily everything, you know, to a T, but you want it to flow nicely with the lines of the car, even though your 1/8 inch may become a little larger or a little tighter. I think that is really irrelevant, as long as the stripe, it's nice and smooth. So let's see so far how we're doing here. And very important, you want to look at this from a distance to make sure that it flows nicely and smoothly. And I'm going to cut the tape right there between the door gap and fold it in. You won't even notice that once it's done. So what I'm doing here is just giving myself some visual references, and I'm starting the pinstripe at about 4 5/8 from the door handle. So about there. And again, this is just a very arbitrary measurement. You can do whatever you want as far as yours is concerned. I just happen to like that. Starting point and the ending point for the rear quarter panel pinstripe is about 3/4 of an inch. About there from the split here of the bumper. And I usually start about 4 to 5 inches from here to the tip. So, and again, that is just my personal choice. Yours may look a little different, and that's perfect. And they don't have to be identical. Look at that. Now, when it comes to these ends, you don't want them to start lifting. So you have two options. One of them is to take something like a clear paint, spray some of it in the cap, and then with a brush, just cover the tips here and let it dry. That should keep them in place. The other option is to use the heat gun very carefully, because these things can put out a lot of heat, and activate the adhesive without melting the tape. And once you do that, Bob's your uncle. And as you can see, I also decided to pinstripe the mirrors, and that I'm not 100% sold on that, on the look, but it doesn't really look bad. So I'll leave the pinstripe on for a little while and see how I feel in a few days. So there you have it. I think for the most part it turned out pretty good. Again, I'm not an expert installer when it comes to pinstriping, but they look pretty good, and they flow very nicely along with the body lines, which was my goal. I think I spent about 2 hours doing the whole installation, but again, I've never done this before, and I was trying to film at the same time, so I think you can do the whole job in about an hour. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you'll also consider subscribing to my channel. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye.